Hi all, and welcome to another video from Ms. Robbie's classroom. I'm your teacher advisor, Ms. Robbie, public school teacher from the Philippines. Due to the shift from face-to-face to modular learning, I decided to come up with video lessons to help supplement my students' self-learning home tasks. So if you're new to my channel and you like what you're seeing, please give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, share, subscribe, and click that bell button to be notified of new videos in this channel. Today, we will have another video on our series of the self-learning home task for the fourth quarter in English 7. Before we go on, I just want to say congratulations for reaching this far in your modular learning. We are now in the last stretch of the self-learning home task, so keep up the good work. For this clip, you will need your English 7 home task for week 1, some pieces of bond paper for your outputs, and a pen. Pay attention when you hear the bell sound. That means you may need to pause the video in order to do the task given. Then resume the video once you're done. And remember, start each day with a positive thought and a grateful heart. By Roy T. Bennett. This lesson is based on the most essential learning competencies, distinguished features of academic writing. So our goals at the end of this clip is that you'll be able to describe what academic writing is, identify the different features or characteristics of academic writing, and apply the unique features of academic writing. And so with that, let's talk about features of academic writing. What is academic writing? Academic writing is a formal style of writing. Its general purpose is to present information in order to display a clear understanding of a particular subject. The following are examples of documents where academic writing is used: books, theses, abstract, journals, news articles, research paper, and conference papers. What are the features of academic writing? The first one is formality. Formality is using formal language rather than everyday common language. It's achieved through choosing expanded forms over contracted forms. Take a look at the table on the right. On the first column are words that are usually contracted. Contracted forms are forms wherein a missing letter is signified by an apostrophe. This is fine in informal speech or writing, but in academic writing, you show formality when you expand the words, like in the second column. So instead of can't, say cannot. Doesn't, does not. Won't, will not. I have. For example, the policy does not permit illegal dealings. This sentence shows formality. Another way to show formality is by choosing one verb form over two word verbs. Take a look at the table on the right. In the first column are examples of two word verbs: mess up, brought up, give back. To show formality, use one-word verb forms that means the same as the two-word verb. So for mess up, you can use damage, brought up, raised, give back, return. So for example, instead of saying the business sectors brought up the questions of excluding tax payment from the dialogue, you can say the business sectors raised the questions of excluding tax payment from the dialogue. It's more formal. Next way to show formality is by avoiding colloquial, trite, idiomatic expressions like stuff, thing, a lot of, you know what I mean, sort of, kind of like, it's raining cats and dogs. Example, with women, there is a great deal of pleasure to conform to a certain physical shape. So instead of using a lot of, a great deal shows more formality. Another way to show formality is by choosing expanded terms over their abbreviated equivalents. For example, ASAP or ASAP and rom-com. Instead, use the expanded terms as soon as possible or romantic comedy. Example, the government wants it done as soon as possible. This statement shows formality. Second feature of academic writing is objectivity. Objectivity means that the writing must be impersonal. The main emphasis should be on the presented information and/or arguments rather than what you think about the issue. It's achieved through avoiding the use of personal pronouns such as you, I, and we. Take a look at the example on the right. We need to conduct the experiment. To show objectivity, instead of using we can use researchers. The researchers need to conduct the experiment. So the sentences on the second column shows objectivity. Another way to show objectivity is by avoiding rhetorical questions. A rhetorical question is a question asked in order to create a dramatic effect or to make a point rather than to get an answer. So to avoid rhetorical questions, use statements instead, like in our example. How can these problems be solved? Instead of using this rhetorical question, you can write a statement instead. Certain measures must be discovered to solve problems. Another way to show objectivity is by avoiding emotive language that shows biases. Emotive language is the term used when certain word choices are made to evoke an emotional response from a reader. Often it aims to persuade the reader or listener to share the writer's or speaker's point of view. This, however, may contain biases. So instead, just state facts and not your opinions. Take a look at our example. The investigators were very shocked to see the outcome of the test. Instead of using the emotive language, very shocked, you can just simply say, the investigators did not expect the result. It's much more objective. The third feature of an academic writing is explicitness. Explicitness is the responsibility of the writer in English to make it clear to the reader how the various parts of the text are related. It's achieved through using different signaling words. Take a look at the table on your right. Words that show comparison or similar ideas, you can use phrases like similarly or in the same way. Ideas that show contrast or opposite ideas, you can use conjunctions or phrases like but, however, on the contrary. To show cause and effect, you can use consequently, as a result, or because. As an example, one should notify any change of address to the bonds and stocks office. Similarly, savings certificates should be re-registered with the post office. The second way to show explicitness is by citing or acknowledging sources of ideas. For example, suicide is a serious public health issue. From Mann et al. 2005. The words in red indicates that you've taken this statement from a book authored by Mann and others that was published in 2005. It's important that you cite your sources to avoid plagiarism or the crime of copying what is not yours. Next feature in academic writing is caution. Caution is an important feature of academic writing, which is the concept of cautious language, often called hedging or vague language. Caution is needed to avoid sweeping generalizations. It is achieved through using devices such as modal verbs, adverbs, or verbs. Example: in your writing, use modal verbs like would, may, can, might, or should. Or adverbs of frequency like often, sometimes, usually. And verbs like tend, suggest, think, believe, or doubt. There are also other devices you can use to show caution, like modal adverbs, certainly, definitely, clearly, probably, possibly, perhaps. Modal adjectives like certain, definite, clear, probable, possible. Modal nouns: assumption, possibility, probability. That causes: to cause plus adjective. Here are some examples of sentences not observing caution and sentences observing caution. So those are the features of academic writing: formality, objectivity, explicitness, and caution. Let's apply what you've just learned. Go to page 4 of your home task. Put a check if the sentence observes the features of academic writing, or put an X if it does not. Are you ready to answer? Let's go! It's checking time. Let's see how well you did. Go back to page 4 of your home task. Put a check if the sentence observes the features of academic writing. Put an X if it does not. Here are the answers to this exercise. You may pause this video while you check your work. How did you do? Did you get a perfect score? Awesome! If not, don't worry, let's do better next time. Now go to page 5 of your home task. The table below is composed of sentences that are examples of academic writing. Some of the words are underlined for you to analyze what feature of academic writing it indicates and give evidence that proves your point. Copy and complete the table in your paper. Number 1 has already done for you. Are you ready to answer the rest? Let's go! It's checking time. Let's see how well you did. Go back to page 5 of your home task. Here is the answer to exercise 2. You may pause this video while you check your work. How did you do? You got a perfect score? Awesome! If not to worry. Let's do better next time. It's assessment time. Go to page 5 to 6 of your home task. In letter A, read the statements below and answer the questions that follow. For items 1, 3, 5, and 7, choose only the letter of the answer. For items 2, 4, 6, and 8, identify what feature of the academic writing is used. In letter B, read the selection below, then answer the questions that follow. Are you ready? Let's go! It's check-in time. Let's see how well you did. Go back to page 5 and 6 and check your own work. Here are the answers to our assessment. Pause this video while you check your work. Enrichment Activity. Go to page 7 of your home task. Copy the table below that has the columns of the 4 features of academic writing: formality, objectivity, explicitness, and caution. Then read the news article entitled How the Philippines is Fighting COVID-19 by Ana Malindog Uy, dated July 5, 2020. Pick out the words or sentences that are indicators of the features of academic writing and write them in the column where they belong. Good luck! It's checking time. Let's see how well you did. Were you able to identify the features of academic writing in the article? Pause this video while you check your own work. Submit your work to your teacher for checking. Now you're all set for lesson 2. Until next time, this is your teacher advisor, Ms. Robbie. Happy studying, guys!